Greetings in the name of the Lord. Today I want to talk about managing the blessings of the Lord. The better we manage, steward God's blessings, the more He rewards us by increasing it, which means it comes along with greater responsibility. As we exercise faith, trust, obedience unto the Lord, driven by our love for Him and our love for people, both believers and unbelievers alike, God releases more favor, more grace, more anointing upon us. And so I want to expound on that from Sunday's message, in particular from Exodus 18 as well as Deuteronomy chapter 1. This conversation that Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, by the way, his name Jethro means abundance. So Moses is having a conversation with abundance. And Jethro is making an observation. It's a very clear observation. God has blessed His people. God has blessed the Israelites. Not only just from freeing them from Egypt, but they're multiplying. They're growing in number. And God is saying to them, Jethro is saying to Moses, God will bless you even more. God will bless your people even more. And by the way, Jethro asked Moses this very powerful question. Who are these people waiting in line to see you? They've been standing here all day. And Moses discloses information to Jethro, that these are the people I meet every day. They have issues, they have problems, there's strife, there's conflict, there's disagreement amongst my people and community. And I got to handle all of these cases, over 2 million people, all by myself. And Jethro says, what you have set up is not good. It's not a good form of leadership. So I want to share several ways that we can better our stewardship, better our leadership, better handle what God is blessing us with for the more. It's not so that we can have more, but rather we can give to God more, and we can give more to the world, to the glory of God. Number one is this: recognizing that it's never about one person. Never. It's not even about God and only Him. I mean, yes, God is the supreme being, is a priority, but Him sending His Son to save mankind in the world of creation shows that He values partnership. It's us, it's we, it's together. He is making the community a priority. And I would say community and individuals and each member are equally important. But Jethro says to Moses, your leadership structure is all wrong, it's not good. You trying to solve all of these cases by yourself is not good. So that's the first thing we need to recognize as leaders. It's never about one person. It's never about us. And even if we hold the head position, the senior position, the chair of the executive, we need to understand that all the burden of a team, organization, a family, a ministry, a nation to be on the shoulders of one person is unhealthy for that leader, but also for the people. Because that leader will be burned out, and the people in whom they serve will not be served well. A lot of things going to fall through the cracks. So we need more leaders. So Jethro says, look, select people who are well respected. They operate by wisdom and understanding. Well respected is broken down in Exodus 18 is people who fear God. People who have character, integrity, who cannot be bought out. They're not going to be bribed. They're solid to their values, their core of operating with honesty. But they also have wisdom and understanding. And Jethro says, okay, when you select these types of leaders, find and appoint them, people with a character and righteousness, and have them oversee some as thousands, some as hundreds, others 50s, and others 10s. So two things we need is character and competency. Character being the priority. Having a person, none of us perfect person, but who's committed to living a righteous life, operating by godly values, but also having the ability to move in the wisdom, discernment, and understanding of the Lord through love. And so we gotta ask God to provide these kinds of leaders, but also we need to be committed to raising up, nurturing, equipping, training, and bringing out these values and these abilities within the people of our family, our organization. And we need to see these kinds of gifts, opportunities in people, and team up with them, work with them for the betterment of the team, of the ministry, of the organization. In Ephesians chapter 4, verse 16, it says, He makes the whole body fit together. As each part does its own special work, it helps the other parts grow so that the whole body is healthy and growing, full of love. That each part is a metron, where God has given us a measure of grace, a measure of supernatural gifting and ability. And the key is staying in that metron, staying in the place that God has gifted us, where God has planted us. Be faithful to that place. We might be a janitor, we might be a boss, we might be a working at an executive level. Wherever God has placed us, be faithful, be excellent in those places, because it's in that metron where He releases His favor, His grace, and His anointing upon you to do your work more efficiently, effectively, for the glory of God. It's where His mission becomes more complete in and through your life. So that's one of the key things, is knowing your metron, where God has placed you, who God is calling you to, your sphere of influence. Stay within your lane, in other words, and God will use you. So these are some of the things that God is speaking to us, because on January 28th, we're going to start off, we're going to launch the Ekklesia Accelerator. And as we work together as one, as you sign up, and we want you to know that part of the Accelerator is discovering what is your metron, what God has given you, and how can you be faithful, be excellent, how can you better massage that gift, use that gift, grow in that gift, and allow God to multiply that gift. God multiplies things that we place in His hands because we trust Him and we care for Him. We release it to Him and allow Him to grow it. So it's not just about each of us growing in our metron, which is really important, but it's the teaming up. Because when we work in our metron, in our gifting, in our calling, our fulfillment will skyrocket. Purpose, we will feel with greater passion, greater energy, greater vigor, greater purpose in living our lives. The blessings of the Lord in our own life will grow, will be pronounced. But when we team up together, so it's not just about one person, but it's all of us, each of us walking in our metron, but going after the common goal. That's when God releases grace, favor, and blessings exponentially. The blessings that He gives us will be multiplied 100-fold, because then we can care for more people, not just the people under our care, but people even outside of our care, because of synergy that is happening when we are being united in God with our purpose, our mission, our values, but also united in one another. So I want to encourage you, be ready January 28th. We're going to have sign-up sheets. It will be posted on the link, and so that we can follow up. And we'll look forward to seeing you discover your metron, seeing you grow in your metron, and then working together as one to bring transformation to the world. All right. Be blessed.